as the bond.
Your Honor, I laid it out, I think, pretty clearly in the motion. At this point, we are requesting an increase in the defendant's bond based on his non-compliance with surrendering the weapons. I have had conversations with defense counsel between yesterday and today. He has assured me that there is no AR-15 in his possession or otherwise. However, there are other registered weapons to the defendant, which have yet to be surrendered. We are in the process of facilitating to have those be surrendered. However, they have not yet been surrendered.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, I just want to clarify one thing. He wasn't on the Wayne County matter. He was not arraigned
When the offense occurred.
when this offense occurred.
Correct. It went Wayne County case, the conduct,
Okay.
Washtenaw County case conduct, Wayne County case arraignment, Washtenaw County case arraignment.
Allegedly. Conduct allegedly.
Understood.
Thank you.
But I guess what I was trying to figure out, so the magistrate in setting the bond, you believe, took into account the Wayne County conditions.
I am not certain of that. Your Honor, I is not the one who handled that arraignment or wrote the bond. So I cannot attest to what was said on the record.
I can speak to that.
Go ahead.
So this court knows Wayne County not only put him on a tether, but also home confinement. And Wayne County, obviously, through all their cases, when somebody's charged with a felony, he's not in possession of any firearms, which at that point, Mr. Abukuder was not in possession, and to this day has never been in possession of any firearms after the bond. Now, that being said, I take full accountability for, and when I say I'm saying counsel, for him not turning in those guns or gun or whatever's at the home that we said to the prosecutor they're at. But he is nowhere near that home. He has to be confined to his mother's house, which he's been since day one, since he's left. What I could tell the court is we had many issues with both Washtenaw and Wayne. Why? He has two tethers on his ankles, one on each ankle. And Washtenaw was not going to release him because they were concerned that a tether was going to be cut off, which inevitably, after Wayne County promised they wouldn't cut it off, ended up cutting it off.
Cutting off.
The Washtenaw County tether.
Who did?
The Wayne County Sheriff's Department. So, but then they fixed the tether, and then eventually a day later, they released him with two tethers. So it was a big mess. We were trying to get him out. I had discussed with my client this rifle that was in, I believe, a lethality or one of the reports that the allegation that the victim said. He said he's not aware of that. He doesn't have that. I left it at that. It's my fault. Registered guns should have been turned over 24 hours after release. He didn't do that. We are not willing. We are going to do that. I've sent the email to the prosecutor, an email stating this is the address that they're at. If you want, Ann Arbor Police Department can come pick them up. We have no issues. We're at the court's mercy. We apologize. I know I'm talking too much, but I want you to know, Judge, it was very difficult getting him out. He definitely doesn't want to go back in. We agree he should have turned in the guns. I'm taking accountability. The guns will be turned over, or guns turned over to the Ann Arbor Police Department. Your Honor, he has not stepped foot outside of that home, other than today, actually, after he was released.
Where are the weapons?
At his sister's house in Detroit. He's confined to his mother's home in Dearborn. And another issue that this court should be aware of.
Hold it. So I thought he lived in Redford.
He lives in Detroit, which is next to Redford, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it's actually,
I know that.
Well, no, I mean, it has a Detroit zip code.
Redford leases it to Detroit.
Okay, whatever. Redford leases it to Detroit. But anyway, so yes, it's Detroit address. 2 blocks away from that address which currently the alleged victim actually stays at, his home in Detroit. 2 blocks away from that is his sister's home, right? He's nowhere near any of that, and he's all the way in Dearborn with his mother, where he's been since he's left the Wayne County jail. And he's confined to that home. Now, I don't want to give you my opinion.
But hold on, I'm trying to figure out, why are the weapons at his sister's house?
Well, I can approach on that end. I don't want to say that on the record, but they were not taken to his sister's house during the Wayne County or Washtenaw County's, the Washtenaw County case. They were not taken. They're there, Judge. That's
okay.
They were there prior.
How many weapons are we talking?
1 or 2?
Two. Is that what you have when it comes back that there are 2 weapons? I mean, I realize there's the AR.
Information from Detective DeMille at Ann Arbor is that he has 2 registered pistols to him. He also noted that the victim noted to Ann Arbor police that he either had access to an AR-15 or had an AR-15 in his possession. Detective DeMille noted that you do not legally have to or required to register an AR-15. So the fact that it is not registered does not mean that he does not have one.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
I mean, well, before you do,
Oh.
so here's what I'm trying to figure out. There's that, certainly there's that condition. There may have been delays in getting him out and all those other things. I'm trying to figure out, as we speak right now, why those weapons are not in the possession of AAPD. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I appreciate you, counsel, taking responsibility for it. But certainly the sister, if that's where they are, could have gotten those weapons and turned them over to AAPD.
She could have. But I know where I guess I know where the court is going with this.
Well, maybe, because I can change directions in a minute.
I get it. And they should have been. I don't know what to tell the court. They should have been turned over. The reality is it was a mishap, not just on, I don't want to blame him alone. It was on my end. We were more concerned about getting him out.
I understand what counsel's concern is in getting him out.
Yeah.
But the defendant knows he's not supposed to be, particularly given the nature of the charges, he's not supposed to be possessing any firearms.
Which he didn't.
Right. But he was also to turn those over. And I'm trying to figure out between the time of arraignment and as we sit here today, particularly given the fact that they're at this 3rd location, why Ann Arbor PD doesn't have those weapons now.
Now you're correct. They should have been. But what I want to indicate to the court, this 3rd location, they've been at that location before he was arraigned, before the Wayne County arraignment. That's my point.
Okay. Sorry. My point is this.
They should.
At some point, counsel gets the motion. At some point,
yesterday,
you two are having some conversation. I'm trying to figure out, particularly if his liberty is in jeopardy, why I don't have those guns now.
Oh, I got the motion yesterday. I wasn't even aware of this. Honestly, just kind of slipped our mind about these guns, the bond that Magistrate Fink had put about the guns being turned over. My point is, as soon as Sister Counsel sent me the email, I called her, I sent her a follow-up email, talked to my client, actually sent her a follow-up email and told her, here's where the guns are. Can you have Ann Arbor Police Department go pick them up? And that was the last that we conversed about that.
That is all correct, but I will say I am concerned because counsel even noted on the record earlier that Wayne County also orders as a standard condition in all of their cases, no firearms.
No,
So that would be 2 cases where he's not in compliance.
Well, I don't want to put words in my mouth. I did not say Wayne County does the same thing by saying you cannot be in possession of any firearms. Magistrate Fink actually went a step further and said you have to turn them over to Ann Arbor Police Department. Wayne County did not do that and did not ask for that, just for the record.
I want the guns. I mean, for me, that's the bottom line. I mean, I'm worried about this AR-15 issue, but it's probably more of a national phenomena that we got to kind of deal with in terms of that and the registration. So I get that. But the ones that are registered to him, I'm trying to figure out why they didn't travel with you guys or with somebody down here today to get them to Ann Arbor.
Well, Your Honor, that's another thing. And Madam Prosecutor, I guess we don't know each other, but I did come hear this today early and I told her somebody would have dropped them off like before court. And then she had indicated to me she was going to confirm with the police department on whether they wanted to pick them up or I just have somebody come before we were even in front of you to drop them off. And that was the last we spoke.
And before court was after the morning docket started, so I have not had an opportunity.
To check.
Correct.
I mean, I had no problem. The email was sent yesterday, last night, if Ann Arbor Police Department wanted to pick up the guns. Your Honor, I will tell the court this. They will be
Who? Okay.
They will be here today. I mean, they'll go straight to Ann Arbor Police Department right now. I'll call whoever family members can go pick them up and
I want the guns.
we're going to get the guns to.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
And so I need confirmation that those guns, that Ann Arbor will take them. Well, I know they will. That's not going to be a problem. If they show up at AAPD, they're going to take them.
Right.
So I need those guns here before he leaves here. If I don't have the guns, he's not leaving.
We'll do that now.
Okay, let's go do that. I'm going to pass the matter and let Ann Arbor know that they're on their way. You go call whoever you got to call. They got to get down here.
Got it. Thank you.
Court's in recess. Be okay. Counsel, state your appearance.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Hassan Hamadi on behalf of Ali Abu Koder. State your name, Mr.
Ali Abu Koder.
All right.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Burrows on behalf of the people.
Okay. And my understanding is we
don't have confirmation yet. What I will tell the court is the individual is at the Ann Arbor Police Department. I contacted the Ann Arbor Police Department to say, hey, this is the vehicle that the guns are in. That's
as far as you got.
Yep.
I am awaiting confirmation, but as far as I know, they have arrived at Ann Arbor Police. They're facilitating the turnover now.
Okay. So let me ask this, how many guns came down? There was in fact an AR-15.
Yes. One AR-15 and one.
Glock 19 or Glock 40, one of them.
Well,
I was told it was a Glock 19.
Well, I don't care what you're told. I guess what registered under from the prosecutor's position, I believe there's a Glock 40 that's registered under his name. And there was a 9mm, I believe.
There are two, according to Detective Jamil from Ann Arbor.
Yes.
There are two weapons that are registered to the defendant. One is a Glock 40 that was registered to him March 20th of 2020. The second is a Caltech 9 model P11 that was registered to him on April 12th of 2006.
That makes sense, Your Honor. Which is actually corroborates what my client had indicated. Sixth weapon was forfeited to the Wayne County. He had at that time, a while back, he had a CCW case where they took the weapon and he never got that back. And then the 40, he did tell me he purchased a gun during COVID, which makes sense, 2020, which is the 40. But there is an AR-15 that is also in the vehicle with the 40. So a pistol, which is the 40, as well as the AR-15 is what's getting turned over. It is which all he has. Do you have any other weapons?
No.
Okay.
But didn't you say there was another one that was registered to him?
The Caltech 9, which was registered to him in 2006.
Okay, so that's the one that you're saying was forfeited.
Correct.
Okay, so there should be a Glock and an AR-15 that are turned over.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so that everybody doesn't have to wait for here. for this and then forfeited AR-15 and Glock. Some specificity. So here's what we'll do is we don't have to all wait here for confirmation. Confirmation to come through. Madam Prosecutor, if there's a problem, let counsel know. And we would set something at 1 o'clock tomorrow if that happens via Zoom. So to try to get everything straight regarding that before this proceeds on next week or in a few days for a preliminary exam.
Understood.
Okay.
I would be an idiot to ask for this, but I feel like,
No.
I feel like I was going to ask for this before this whole motion was filed. And I don't know if it makes sense. I already told my client, you're on home confinement in Wayne County. And then Washtenaw County put you on home confinement. I was going to ask Wayne County to take him off of home confinement, which I have not done yet, obviously. Your Honor, don't worry about it. I strike everything I said. I'm not going to ask for a bond issue right now, especially that the court has had mercy on us and kind enough to take care of us on the weapons. You have a wonderful day.
All right. And let me just say this, sir. Your attorney's a very good attorney. And he's the only one that saved you from being locked up. I need you to understand that.
Yes, sir.
Because he represented what you told him to this court, that there was no AR-15. And there happens to be one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's only through the eloquence of his argument that this court is showing you any grace to not lock you up tonight just for even making that or causing that misrepresentation to be made to me.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, you thank him. Because
Your Honor, and I do apologize.
I would.
I do apologize for that. You know, we try to be as honest as human beings as possibly, but sometimes for many reasons, you know, anyway. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, are we finally done? Really?
I mean, let's do more. I'm something.
No, let's not. For the day. I'm good, Alan. You can read that. 14A stands adjourned.